This is Passengers United.
We are here today at the 46th Street station because we are just outraged. For so many months, people have been complaining to the community board, to the elected officials, to have working surveillance cameras over here. They're not working. The subway cameras in the subway cameras are not all covered up with garbage bag. Over here, there's no cameras on the ceiling. So the police department had a very difficult time doing that. They had to use the camera from across the street. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. A 17-year-old girl lost her life. Who's going to be next here? And what I'm saying to the elected officials, you have Julie Wan, Congresswoman AOC, you have all these elected officials. Why are simple things like this not being taken care of? These are just common sense solutions. And the NYPD was not able to get an image of that suspect. And a 15-year-old stabbing a 17-year-old, youth-on-youth violence should not be happening in our city. Should not. We should not accept this as the norm. It's unacceptable. So, I'm just disgusted with what happened. I'm just fed up. We keep going to all of these crime scenes. They keep happening over and over again. And it's like the elected officials in the city don't care. And behind me, look at all the residents that have gathered from this community because they're upset. They're frustrated. That's why they called us here today. So many people were like, Charlton, please come out here. So Passengers United, we're a 501c3 nonprofit. We cover the subways. So being that the suspect escaped from the subway, we get involved in this, right? But think about the seniors who have been mugged in these stairwells. Women have been groped in these stairways, all right? There was an incident, I think a few months ago, where a lady's purse was stolen at night point. It's unacceptable. So I'm gonna let Jack Nierenberg, my vice president, say a few words, and I'm gonna let the community come up to the microphone and speak, because they need to speak. This is about the community.
Thank you. So, I'm not gonna repeat what my colleague Charlton said, because he said it very well. This is tragic. This could have been, we've been seeing so many incidents going on here. So, this is just another tragedy, another senseless tragedy. And I'm not going to repeat what my colleague Charlton said because he said it very well. We've been raising these issues over and over again. This is just one of many communities in New York City that has been ignored and is suffering constantly. They're going through these incidents every single day. People have been coming to us telling us that they've been going through these incidents every single day. They've been witnessing these, they've been experiencing these, and unfortunately we've been seeing inaction after inaction by the MTA and our elected officials. And I really hope this is a wake-up call for, if you're watching this, if you're an elected official or some other change maker out there, you have the power to fix this, do so immediately. We do not want to be doing this again. We don't want to be out here again having to sympathize with so many more people. We're fed up with this. So I think I said enough. I'm going to let the community members take the microphone here.
Please, guys, please come and speak about the lack of surveillance cameras.
We need you here.
Anyone want to come and speak? Please feel free to.
Anyone,
come on,
please.
Open mic.
Right.
Come and speak. No?
This is your community. These are your elected officials. If they hear from you directly, they'll be more inclined to help you. They'll be more inclined to fix this if you come up here and speak to them directly.
I will say one thing, which I forgot to mention. We had a meeting with NYPD top brass. We had a meeting with Chief Kemper over a month and a half ago. And I asked Chief Kemper of the Transit Police, are the cameras in all the subway stations working? And he said to me, yes, all of 472 stations have cameras? Why is the camera covered up upstairs? Would you guys like to see it? Why don't you get this on video and show this on the news? Show this, shame the elected officials, because this is appalling. This is appalling. And it's at several subway stations where they have the cameras in beds. I mean, really. But what is it going to take? Is it going to take a mass shooting for these people to get this right? This community deserves better. And the reason why so many people are not coming, to the microphone is because they're scared. They're nervous, right? Because at night at these stations, things change. There's drug dealers out here, people pushing drugs, people doing all kinds of stuff. That's why people are afraid. So, I think I've said everything I need to say, but I just wish all of you would come on the tour with us right now, and we'll show you all the cameras. Please do. Thank you. So, as you can see, at this stairwell, the mirror is stained up, and that's an issue. See this mirror? It's stained up. It's very hard to see your reflection in that mirror. That is an issue there. There's no cameras up here, which is an issue, right? And if you go, I don't want to go too fast.
Oh, I know. I didn't realize I.
All right, good. Okay. Where is he?
So it's all of these.
2, 3, 4, 5, and this one is out as well. It's unacceptable. I am so outraged with the MTA because the reason why the NYPD had a hard time getting footage, these cameras are all covered up. What's up? That one's not working either. It's covered up in plastic. That's the issue. So, and there's a lot of fare evasion at the station. People just go through the turnstiles. That's an issue. A lot of the machines don't work. So that's an issue. And there's no cameras in any of these stairwells. That is a major, major issue. So again, they have to get this right. It's important that NYPD get this right. Because if these cameras were working, it would have really helped the NYPD do their investigation much, much faster.
This one's not working?
No, that one's not working either. This is covered in plastic. And at the other end, so over here we have a station agent. He's doing a wonderful job, as you can see. Station agents, we need them. They're the lifeline of the agency. However, at the other end, it's isolated over there. There's no station agent, and I'll show you that now. Go to the other end, guys. All right. As you can see, the lighting is broken here. Now you would think MT would have come and fixed this today, right? They didn't even fix the lighting. That just shows you how much the city and the MT cares about somebody's safety.
Well, some of these lights, you're saying they're out?
They're out. And wow, it's even worse over here. The lights are out over here. This is unacceptable. The light should be working here. Unacceptable. Really, it's a shame. It's a travesty what's going on here. It really is.
I thought it was like a personal case between. Absolutely. In general, yes, absolutely. This should be lit up at night. Everybody should feel safe.
Right.
Going past having more lights up and down the aqueduct here. No, absolutely.
Right. If you're the chairman of the community board, this should have been done a long time ago. Now look at this. Look at this light. It's off. The light is not working. Look, I mean, this is pathetic. I am outraged. I'm sorry. I'm outraged with the community board as well. Because all these residents have told me for years, they've been complaining to DOT. Why didn't DOT get these lights first? What is going on over the community? In New County or? Okay.
January. I was a member for 2019. So, community board, all we can do is amplify your voice. So, like, we don't have the authority to fix it.
Yes, you have the authority to call DOT, put in a request, put in a ticket. This should be fixed ASAP. Being that a 17-year-old woman was murdered here, where are the elected officials? I called them today. I called community board. That's how you found out. Yeah, because they told you. Yeah. See, I called all the electeds today. She's a reporter from Channel 4. But the DOT this needs to be put on the priority list. Seniors have been lucky up. These are business
The
owners.
other thing is this, I mean, all the people who get hot under the collar about demonstrations and the like don't give a shit about what kids deal with on a daily basis. If
Right.
they have psychological or other problems, nobody cares about having enough people in school to help the youth.
So my
go
priority,
through this- go
my
through
priority
this
right
period.
now is for you and me to work with DOT and get this fixed right away. We gotta get this fixed. In fact, we gotta have DOT come here on the tour to get this fixed. I think you should speak to the media as a community board member and see to DOT. Because that's how you'll get these lights fixed. I guarantee you, if you speak to the media now, by tomorrow, DOT will be here getting this fixed for you. And the media is here. I set it up for you. I set it up for you, brother. You got everything. Just tell them. Has the community board put tickets in? I'm assuming y'all have, right?
Whenever we receive a call, so if you call, and actually, all we can do for you is call the 311 on your behalf, or call the relevant agency on your behalf. Right. So I'm not sure if the office has received calls before. So that's one thing I'll ask you to do is keep calling the office.
But can't you call? You can call the borough president's office and get the borough president's office to expedite the request.
Yeah,
You can call them. And if you need me, we can be on a conference call together. We can get it done, brother. This is human life. 17-year-old. And look at this. The elected officials should be here. They should have city people that are comforting these people. Where are they when we need them? And where's the candidate running for office? Even better.
I mean, I just feel sad because I feel like, I've experienced this like way too often. Like, when Junior was killed, like I went up to the Bronx and, they were just thanking me profusely because they were like, and at the time I was running, right? And they were like, you're the only one that's come up here. They're waiting for the smoke screen to clear to make sure that this child didn't do something. Like, and the precinct was really upset because they said he's innocent. He was one of us because he was an explorer. And there were so many kids and they were just so confused. Like, they're confused. What a beautiful child.
Yeah. So Talea, obviously we've been here for several hours now, all of us. This is a very sad tragedy that's happened here last night. One thing I've noticed in being here is, we have a lot of elderly parents here, we have young people, a lot of young people we've seen here tonight. And I'm so proud of them because they're all coming here, to grieve for their former classmate. But where are the elected officials? Where are the counselors? Where are the support systems for young people? What do you have to say about that? Or the lack of?
Well, what I have to say about this is that all too often there are tragedies all throughout New York City that occur, and lately there's been like a surge in young people, just going in on other young people because they have no outlets. Like, we really have to take into consideration what transpired during the pandemic and the isolation and the fact that these young people have missed, their celebrations and their milestones, like their graduations, their sweet 16s, their quinceañeras, you know, all these things that they can never get back. And there are no outlets for these young people, leading them to idle time, because this is New York City, and you know, in this neck of the woods, they've taken away like all these free activities that these young people had. Like, you know, they sealed off Shore Boulevard in Astoria, which is like the passing of age and so forth. So, you know, these are moms and pops, like soda shops, arcades, you know, all these things that kids like get together and have good times and enjoy one another. So I think that our youth is really, really disturbed right now. And I find it even more painfully disturbing that so many people that are elected want to play the role of kimosabi. However, when it boils down to it, like when you're an elected official, I believe that you have to have interaction with your community, and you have to step up and you have to be there for your community. So obviously, as we can see, you know, the tears are flowing and the floods are coming in, because a lot of these young people don't understand how something like this could happen. But what we see is a lack of presence in this community from any elected official to stand there and comfort these children and be a part of the community and offer some sort of resolution by actually showing them that they care by physically being here. That is very, very sad. And I am very disappointed because this child did come out of like East Elmhurst, the Jackson Heights area, which means that council from there should be over here, you know, talking to them. Like, because obviously this is a very hard pill to swallow. It's stabbing. A beautiful girl will not be making it to hug her mother for Mother's Day. And that's really sad. So I do think that the presence of electeds should be here. And I'm very disappointed that in all the time that you have been here, that the news has been here, the press has been here, that no elected has shown up for the people, for the constituents, for the people that are really like mourning this, that are going to have a hard time getting over this, because this is a really hard pill to swallow.
So,
Thank
in
you
terms
so
of the
much.
surveillance, the lack of surveillance cameras here and the tour that we took you on,
That is another issue. I do feel that this area there should be more lighting, because it's a dark spot, so it's a blind spot. And I do feel that they should have cameras installed everywhere and connected to something where somebody is actually monitoring these cameras. So perhaps if someone was monitoring the cameras and this happened because it's a subway station, it's a major hub here, right? Then first responders might have been notified earlier and they may have gotten here earlier. And, you know, I'm not a doctor, but maybe a few more minutes could have helped in saving her life. Thank you so much. My name is Talea Wufka.
I'm the Vice President of Passengers United, and look, I did not want to be here tonight. None of us wanted to be here. None of us wanted to be grieving again. We had a fatal stabbing. There's an altercation that happened right around here. It made it up to the subway stairs right over here, where between a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old, we're now hearing that they went to the same high school, and the 15-year-old, while fighting with the 17-year-old, pulled out a knife and fatally stabbed the 17-year-old. Both female. The 17-year-old was rushed to the hospital, declared deceased. So this is just a tragedy. It's one of the saddest tragedies we've ever dealt with here. We can see that we have so many people grieving. There are many more people here earlier today, but we're disgusted. No one should have to die before any action is taken by our elected officials. And these kinds of altercations should never be the norm in our city, in our country, anywhere. And we're fed up because we've also been hearing from community members in this neighborhood that they have been dismissed over and over again because they've been dealing with crime and they feel unsafe, and they've been dealing with incidents every single day, and yet their pleas for help have been ignored and ignored over and over and over again by our elected officials. They've been calling 311. 311 doesn't do anything. And for for the chairman of the community board, who actually came here today and we spoke with them, to tell us that they need to call 311. It's shameful that he's even in office. So,
and who is this community board? You know, we have viewers that are outside of the 5 boroughs. What does the community board do, and what is this community board member? What's his name? Does he have a record in this community? What's that?
to my knowledge, the community board kind of acts as a liaison between the public in the community and the city government. However, community board members are not elected by the public. So I think that's another thing, that's another long-term issue that we're facing right now in our system. The fact that he's an elected official in this community, and he has direct connections with a lot of the people in power, including the Department of Transportation, which owns this whole space. And there have been so many problems here, including lights have been out in the subway station, and the security cameras that could have been present where the incident happened, where the stabbing took place, and also inside the station are covered up, not functional, when they should be functional, and we were promised by the MTA police chief that they were going to be functional. So that needs to be fixed immediately, and I really hope that these calls are not going to be ignored and discredited again. We're fed up with it. We do not want to be doing this again.
And did you spoke to any of the family members or relatives here? What did they say to you?
So I don't think we were really able to get in touch with them yet. I know that this just happened and they're probably grieving privately right now. This just happened. This is still a shock for them. So I'm not sure if they made it here today. As long as we've been here, we haven't seen them, but we have spoken to other community members who are just distraught. This is distressing. This is a tragedy. Everyone's grieving. And at the same time, they've been pleading for help over and over again. They've been coming to us, really expressing their dismay for the fact that they've been pleading over and over again for help because they don't feel safe in this community. And they've been discredited over and over again. They've been dismissed over and over again. So that's extremely concerning.
Any parting comments? What do you want to say to the family? What do you want to see?
Again, we grieve with you, and we're working hard. We're working to really make sure that incidents like these never happen again.
So we're here today because we cover mass transit, and so the suspect escaped by subway. She ran upstairs. She got on the 7 train. This was the stabber, the 15-year-old stabber, and the police found her at Flushing Main Street. So because we cover the subways, we came here to check to see if all the surveillance cameras were up and working. We were outraged to see that all the surveillance cameras upstairs in the subway station are covered up with black garbage bags. That is appalling. We just had a big meeting with Chief Kemper at the NYPD about a month ago. I met with Chief Kemper. He's the head of the Transit NYPD Bureau. I met with his deputies, and we were given assurances that all subway stations had cameras in all 472 subway stations. Why is it at this station the cameras are not working? What the hell is going on?
Okay, Charlton, but what's your thoughts on this tragedy
Yeah, so
that took place?
that's that angle of it. But in terms of this tragedy, I'm appalled. Anytime there's youth-on-youth violence, this is sad. I mean, this young lady was 17 years old. She had so much of, life ahead of her. And for someone to just stab her viciously. And, we don't know what the stabbing was over. But whatever it was over, it's not worth stabbing someone, and this is the sad thing. Our young people, they have so much passion in them. But I think, we need to teach our young people conflict resolution. We need to teach our young people, how to be leaders and not followers. And we need to help them. And you know what? We've been here for so many hours now at this scene and at this vigil. And what I can tell you, I have not seen any leaders from the community here. And what these young people need is they need a hug. They need leaders to talk to them, to help them. Where are our elected officials? I invited them for the press conference. None of them came. The community board chairman was hiding. And then after the press conference, he comes out to me and says, "Oh, I'm here," and he seemed disengaged. Like he just seemed like he had a lot on his mind, which is understandable. It's a vigil, but you know, if you're telling me to call 311, telling us to call 311, no, you're the community board chairman. You're the head of the community board. Call the borough president and get surveillance cameras here. Get the lighting fixed. That's what needs to happen. Get the subway cameras fixed upstairs. That's what needs to happen.
Charlton, to our viewers that are outside of the 5 boroughs, what does the community board do in short sentences? And the borough president, what's the position and what they can do to mitigate situations like
So
this?
community board members are volunteers. They're appointed by city council members, and the borough president's office also recommends people. Their job is to provide leadership for the community, but if we're not seeing them active and they're not taking a leadership role, especially a tragedy like this, I know if I was ever an elected official and a tragedy like this happened in the community, I would have my staff here, right? I would get some counselors here. These young people are going through this alone, and that's what's sad. They're grieving alone. I mean, there are some adults here, but they're not related to these young people. People are just passing by. And, you know, where's the mayor? Where's all these, you know, where's his team? They should be youth counselors here, grief counselors, helping
According to
these young
reports, the
people.
mayor's in Italy right now visiting the Vatican.
Why am I not surprised? I mean, it is what it is. You know, I mean, the mayor's office is a big office. He has deputy mayors, right? Send one of your deputy mayors here, right? Have a town hall, talk to the community. So, you know, but again, the elected officials, everyone was here 2 weeks ago collecting petitions. Oh yeah, you couldn't even walk through here. They were collecting signatures to get on the ballot. But now when there's a crisis in the community and everyone needs them, where are they? And one of the things tonight that everyone told me, and everyone we spoke to, they said, we're fed up of the elected officials. I said, why? They said, we've been complaining about the lights. They haven't fixed the lights. We've been complaining about the lack of surveillance cameras. And this tragedy that happened over here, there's been other tragedies. Seniors are getting robbed over here. People are getting beaten up. There's been slashings. There's been robberies. Sunnyside is a really close-knit community. And so all the people in Sunnyside are just devastated by this tragedy. And they're just devastated with what's happening. Now the NYPD, everyone can spin it and say, oh, it didn't happen in the subway. But guess what? The young woman was headed towards the subway, right? And so one of the entrances was closed off. The fact that there wasn't a camera here, this property that we're standing in is owned by Department of Transportation for New York City. So they need to improve the lights. They should put cameras up here. You need a bunch of them, and they should really be live cameras. And you know, that's how you have security.
And you have any parting comments towards the family, and what can we learn from this tragedy?
So, you know, if you're a mother or a father and you have a son or daughter, hug them tight tonight, because unfortunately the mother of this, you know, young woman, this young daughter, the daughter won't be coming home on Mother's Day. That's a sad part of all of this. This is what people don't understand. And so, you know, when laws are being made, decisions are being made in government, you know, we need to think about the consequences about things. So the stabbing suspect, 15 years old, who did the stabbing, her life is forever going to be changed. We've lost one life and another life is changed forever. So this is why we need more youth programs. You know, we need to engage our youth. And, you know, sometimes parents, you know, we want to have tough love with our children, but sometimes we're so tough on our children. And sometimes I think we need to take a few minutes out and appreciate life, you know, and talk to our young people and listen to what they want to do and encourage them and give them some motivation and strength and hope. Because, you know, sometimes all it takes is I love you, or, you know, I want you to succeed in life, I want you to be good in school, things like that. We've got to start talking to our young people, because all our young people are doing now is they're playing video games after school, they're hanging out. We heard that, you know, the suspect and the victim, we heard rumors that they were drinking. So that's also a thing where, why are people drinking alcohol? How can we help them? So there has to be, we just, as a society, I think we've become so caught up in computers and technology and all this stuff, and I think we just go home, we just put on the video games, we're just playing on Facebook, social media. But I think our young people need to get out, they need to engage people. We've become very isolated society now. And I think that's part of the problem. And mental health is a big issue in the city right now. It's affecting everyone. And I think, we need a lot of counselors in the high schools. I agree with that. So that we can prevent tragedies like this. I just wish there were more social workers here, more counselors, because these young people, they've been sitting here for hours. And they just, they have their face down. And they're just, embracing each other. I mean, that's tough. And I really feel like some of the school administrators, so the victim and the suspect both went to the same high school. They went to Queens Technical High School. So, I tried to reach out to the parent coordinator. I didn't hear back from her. Obviously, there's a lot going on. In terms of the family must be grieving right now, very difficult time. So we have to give the family the space, we understand. But just the fact that the leadership of the community was not here, it says a lot. It really, that tells me everything. It tells me we're in a crisis. Good leaders are in front leading. So that's what we try to do in Passengers United today. We try to provide leadership, we try to be here, and we want to help this community get the basic things right, the lighting, the surveillance cameras. And the police investigation was kind of hampered because when the suspect ran into the subway and went to Flushing Main Street, there was no NYPD cameras working in the station. The only surveillance they were able to get was from across the street. I mean, this is crazy.
This one's for Sarah. All right? And trust me, she hears you. Ready? This one's for Sarah. This one's for Sarah. Amen. All right. All right. Everything for Sarah. Everything for Sarah. Okay. All right. 2, 1. Everything for Sarah.
Thanks for watching. To stay up to date with Passengers United, please subscribe and follow us on social media. Learn more about us at passengersunited.org.